Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're going to talk about Superhot. It's developed by Superhot team and is available on Steam at the regular price around $25 USD. To say the least, Superhot is a very interesting game. And on first inspection, I almost want to call it a gimmicky FPS with a very interesting time mechanic. However, the more you play, or at least the more I played, the more I realize the game is certainly a lot more than that. At first, I didn't think the game will have much of a story, and I was definitely wrong on that assumption. The game has a very interesting story. It's a bit of a mind-twisting kind of story. It's kind of psychedelic, if you will. Kind of breaks the fourth wall. It breaks expectations. It involves the player himself or herself and not just the characters within the game. I don't want to spoil too much, but we will talk a little bit more about the story as we play through the game, of course. Now we're fairly far into the game already. I'm about 3 hours in, but we're going to jump into our game currently anyways, just so we can talk a little bit more about it. At the end of the video, we'll talk a little bit about the game's options as well as the extra features that the game has to offer, in which there is actually a fair amount of. But for the time being, let's just jump into our game here. It's developed by Superhot team, by the way. If I never mentioned that, there you go. I just mentioned it. Alright. Come on, game. Don't freak out on us here. There we go. Alright, we're in and we died. Alright, the game kind of bugged out a little bit on us, but that's okay. We're in here now. Alright, let's beat up this guy. Beat him up some more. Beat him up some more. Dodge the bullet that's coming up behind us probably. And we died because I couldn't see the bullets. I should have paid more attention. Now, you might be wondering what the hell is going on if you haven't seen this game before. Well, the game features a very interesting time mechanic, as I mentioned in the beginning. Time moves extremely slow, almost to a crawl, almost to a standstill, until you move yourself. And that's when the time kind of moves at a regular pace. Now, because the time moves so slow when you're standing still, you can see exactly what's going on. You can kind of prioritize who you should be killing, as well as what you should be dodging, right? So that's really the whole premise of the game. Seems pretty simple at first. Let's grab this guy's shotgun, blow this guy up as well. And indeed it is simple, but a lot of stuff tends to happen. And because the game knows that you have a very unfair advantage over all the other enemies here, it throws a whole lot of stuff at you, right? Almost to an unfair basis. So you're going to want to use the slow time to kind of look around you, take your time, figure out what you should be doing, and yeah, try to do your best essentially. It's kind of like if you were playing in the perspective of, say, the Flash or Quicksilver or maybe Neo from the Matrix. This must be how it was like to be them. You know, these people are very fast, right? And when they move really fast, everything seems to move very slow. And indeed, this game is almost like a Flash simulator in a sense, right? But anyways, this guy's about to grab a gun. Let's throw our gun at him, not wait for the gun to reload, or have his bullets ready anyways. Kill all these guys here. And let's see, that guy's dead, these guys are dead. Let's look around us, let's take our time here. Alright, there's a guy spawning right there. Let's shoot him. Just like that. Now this game's really interesting in that it's almost like a puzzle game, right? Alright, it want us to go into the core. There we go. It's almost like a puzzle game. It does require a lot of trial and error. Sometimes the game almost feels unfair, right? Things will spawn behind you without you even knowing, but it's not unfair because when the time moves so slow, you have the opportunity to look around you, to figure out what's going on, to kind of basically get a sense of your spatial awareness, if you will, right? And the game wants you to do that, and if you don't, that's when you'll die. And like I said, a lot of stuff happens, so you're going to want to take your time here, take full advantage of the time mechanic, and really figure out who and what you should be killing. Like these guys here, just like that. Alright. Alright, this guy's jumping at us, or rushing at us with a katana. Let's take care of him nice and quick, just like that. Didn't spend my time to look behind me, and we died just like that, right? So, it's kind of like a puzzle game in that you do kind of have to figure out what you should be killing. And things do come at you at this, you know, there's no RNG or anything like that. You know, people will come at you at the same rates, at the same location, and all that kind of stuff. So, if you have trouble in one area, it will require some trial and error, right? The game kind of teaches you through trial and error, in fact. And we just died again. I've actually already finished this area, but this was the closest checkpoints to where we last left off. So I'm just kind of doing bad right now. So the game is very, very interesting, to say the least. It's not really anything like I've played previously. And at first, I kind of thought, hey, how the hell does a game like this, albeit very, very fun and very, very unique, be worth almost $30, right? Or $25 USD. Well, the truth is, it's not just this. It's not just this over and over again. It's not just a gameplay loop that's enjoyable. In fact, the game has a very, very interesting story involved with it as well, where you're kind of like a computer hacker, and you find this game Superhot in some kind of random computer that your friend told you about, and it turns out that the system is watching you as you're playing the game. And without spoiling too much more, let's just say the game kind of breaks the fourth wall. It does some crazy stuff that you might not otherwise expect from a game like this, and it pulls some pretty interesting punches along the way, right? So you're getting a very interesting game with some very interesting mechanics that's highly stylized in how it's looked, but you're also getting a very, very psychedelic storyline that comes with it as well. And actually, you know, I thought the gameplay itself was going to be enough for me to enjoy Superhot, but I'm actually almost enjoying the story more than the gameplay itself, which is saying a lot because I actually really like the gameplay if you haven't noticed, right? I love how cerebral the gameplay is. You know, it definitely requires the player to really think about each and every single one of their movements, right? And I also really enjoy the visual style that the game's rendered in. You know, it has this low poly look, but again, it's very, very stylized. It's very well suited to the atmosphere and the type of game that's kind of going for. And yeah, it's just a really, really enjoyable little game here. Let's see, let's avoid all this stuff here. Now, I can't show you in this level particularly, but in the earlier levels, you can actually replay your session after you finish with it in real time, so you look super badass, or as the game would infer, super hot, right? You kind of look like, as I mentioned earlier, like the Flash. You're moving ridiculously quickly, you're pulling off stunts and maneuvers that's honestly impossible by a normal human being. And yeah, it just makes you feel super hot, as the title would suggest, right? So to say the least, I definitely have enjoyed my time with Superhot. It has a very interesting gimmick behind it. You know, I like the visual style of the game, and surprisingly enough, something that I didn't expect is that it turned out that I'm really, really enjoying the story that comes with Superhot as well. In fact, I would even recommend playing this game not just for the gameplay, but for the story. You know, like, it's just one of the most unexpected parts of the game. I really didn't expect the game to have such an immersive and intriguing storyline. And it's very, very involving too, right? Like I said, it breaks the fourth wall. It involves the player, not just the characters in the game itself. And it just pulls some unexpected turns that I just really didn't see coming at all. And these are all great things, of course. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed my time with Superhot. And I think, you know, I think the $25 price tag is actually worth it. At first, when I first jumped into the game, I didn't think it was. I was like, this is a good game, but is it $25 good? And after playing it some more, absolutely. It absolutely is $25 good. But anyways, let's jump out of this. I'm sick of showing you guys me failing over and over again. I want to show you guys some of the extra features here. So there's probably a whole bunch of secrets that I haven't even found here, right? Probably if I click one of these things, it might give us a secret. I don't know. I'm just assuming and guessing right now, but it seems like a game that would have a bunch of secrets. I'm not the type of guy to look things up. I like to just find things naturally. Unfortunately, I haven't found anything naturally yet. But anyways, moving on. Let's check out the README, which is just the README here. The replays, this will open up in external windows. I won't do that, but you can record your play sessions and you can upload it into the website, onto the website, share it with the community, and basically develop a collection of your own replays or something like that. A nice little extra feature anyways. This is the settings. I'll show you that. You can change your controls, your sensitivities. You can invert your mouse if you like for some reason, if you're crazy. Let's check out the graphics. Nothing overly robust. You got your gamma, VSync, and you got some presets here, shadows, anti-aliasing. I have no idea what chroma amber is, but I left it on. I've turned shadows low and anti-aliasing off, mainly because I should also mention that this game unfortunately is a little bit under optimized at its max preset on the graphics. My game stutters at certain parts, especially around when it starts slowing down and stuff like that, like slow motion and stuff like that, right? Which is a bit unfortunate, especially for a game that, even though it looks stylized, is, you know, relatively low fidelity by comparison to other games that can run fine, right? So it's not all that well optimized at times. So yeah, turning it low didn't really affect my graphics too much, and it did improve my performance quite significantly. So I do kind of recommend that if you're running a medium to low tier machine like I am. GTX 760, i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM if you're wondering. You have your audio options as well. Pretty basic stuff here. We're not going to hit restarts. You have your apps, which are kind of interesting. These are kind of like the extra little gimmicky things here. Like I said, this game really likes to immerse the player into the story and pull the player beyond the fourth wall, if you will. And I guess these are just the files that you find on the computer that you've hacked. And here's a little log of some of the chats you've had. Let's see here. Apps, demos. So these are kind of interesting things. I don't know what they do here. Some of them are kind of interesting. Some of them are kind of weird. They're just little weird, little gimmicky things. I'm not really sure what they do, but super hot. But they're just kind of interesting to kind of explore and play with, I guess you can say. Like I said, these little extra bits are meant to kind of immerse the player. These are supposed to be files that are on the computer that you've hacked. And yeah, they're just kind of fun to, I don't know, to explore and play around with, I guess. Let's see here. Cellular. I'm not really sure what this is, to be honest. Some more crazy stuff. I'm sure all of this has something to do with the overall story that I haven't put together yet. This game's story definitely is something that you might want to spend some time with. There's definitely going to be things that it doesn't fully explain, that it expects the player to kind of figure out themselves, you know. Think like the Stanley Parable almost when it comes to the game's story. And all this stuff probably has something to do with it. Let's see. Water, demo, cellular, wires. What the hell is wires? I don't even know. I don't even know what any of this stuff is. Okay, well, it's like I said, it's just like little extra things to immerse the player. This part is kind of interesting. Games. These are actually playable mini games that you find in the game itself, and these are all ASCII based games. So let's check out this one here. Tree Dude. Alright, press enter to start. Let's do that. So we gotta avoid the branches. That's the points of Tree Dude here. They kind of want you to go fast. Gotta go fast. Oh, we just died. So that's Tree Dude. SHRL. Let's see what this is. New SMS. Yeah. Oh, I just exited by mistake. Yep. It's called SHRL. Realist. Blah blah blah. This legal crack. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Assume. Okay, some elite chat there. Download complete. Yeah, fun times. Okay. Let's play. Okay. Piracy protection. Issue manual. Quitting. Okay. I got put in a password or something like that. I haven't actually checked that one out, but Tree-Do is kind of fun. But let's see. VR.exe. What is this? Okay, I don't know. This game's a little bit weird, but all of this is meant to immerse the player into the narrative of the overall game, right? But I really like this kind of stuff. I mean, like I said, it's nothing fancy, it's nothing like overly functional, but it's just an interesting little tidbits of stuff for the player to kind of play around with and to extend the game's story, if you will, right? Dog art. Let's see what this is about. Okay. Looks like it's a bunch of ASCII art here. Subway. Okay, pretty cool stuff here, guys. Videos. Yes.avi. That's a little freaky. Trailer.avi. This is like ASCII version of the game's trailer. That's kind of funny, actually. RSM.avi. Alright!
These people are completely fine.
Okay.
They are just enjoying a new exciting video game. Video games have been scientifically proven to improve problem solving and motor skills, spatial awareness, social skills, and stress control. Although it takes just 10 seconds to play, this game brings endless competitive entertainment to you.
Is going on?
And your friends. And the best part is, this game...
Okay, that's enough of that. So, that video is sort of describes the overall atmosphere of this entire game. It's weird. It's psychologically crazy. Superhot is weird, guys. It's really, really weird. And that weirdness is actually one of the reasons why it drew me in so much, why I'm enjoying it so much, you know? I love the mechanics. I love the gameplay. But the more I play, I realize there's so much more to love about this game than the mechanics and gameplay. The atmosphere, the story, the narrative, you know, the cerebralness of its gameplay, you know? It's a great game. I don't know how else to describe it other than I've had a lot of fun with it, and I definitely recommend it. And again, I think it's absolutely worth the $25 price tag. The more I play, the more I've come to that conclusion. But anyways, guys, enough of me rambling about Superhot. I think you guys kind of get the idea of what this game is about and how I feel about it. So, yeah, this is an easy recommendation for me. I like the game. The only problems with it, honestly, is that it is a little bit under-optimized. There is some bugs, and I don't think those bugs are meant to be in the game, though sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell because of the way the game is presented and the way the story is told. But yeah, it's not the most technically optimized and well put together game sometimes, but as far as how it's designed, gameplay wise and story wise, it really is one of the most unique games I've ever played, and I think that's something worth recommending. So that's Superhot, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and found this video useful, you know, let me know. Show me some love, like, share, fave, and comments. If you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll bring you lots more video games just like this. Thanks for watching, everybody. Aldershot out.